In order to hit the ball a very long way, you need to lift heavy stuff. There is no other way around. But until a very certain point, and that's what I wanted to touch on, because this is about getting strong to the point where getting stronger is less important than becoming more powerful. Let me explain. There is something called the rate of force development that allow you to actually generate massive amount of power. And in the golf swing, this is power that we want. But here is the deal. As a beginner, it's much more important for you to get stronger, to improve your rate of force development, than it is to actually work on developing that strength faster. There is a point where until you reach that point, your time is better spent on getting stronger rather than trying to actually develop your force faster. While on the other hand, once you reach that point, getting more strength is only going to give you a higher ceiling in terms of power, but that's not actually going to contribute to power. And there is a very clear benchmark to know about that will explain, that will say, okay, if you're that strong, you can actually focus your time more on developing power rather than strength. But if you're not that strong, you need to spend more time working on strength. And so those benchmarks are about 1.25 to 1.5 on the bench, time your body weight. Then on the squat, that's about 1.5 to 2 times your body weight. And on the deadlift, that's about 225 to 250, 2.5, not 250, time your body weight. So for me, for instance, I'm more looking at 1.5 times my body weight on the bench, 2 times my body weight on the squat, and 2.5 times my body weight on the deadlift. Actually, the threshold, the benchmark is a little lower than that, but I rather get overshoot a little bit on the strength part to make sure I never actually have an issue when it comes to power. And so for me, that's about 120 on the bench, 150 on the squat, actually I'm going to shoot a lot higher than that, but and that's going to be about 200 on the deadlift. But for me, what I'm looking for actually is 140 on the bench, which is 3 plates, 180 on the squat, which is 4 plates, and 220 on the deadlift, which is 5 plates. It's just to make things clear in my mind that way. But once you reach that point, this is not about strength anymore. This is about how to reach sheer power. And that's something people misunderstood, because if you're not that strong, honestly speaking, your time is just better to be stronger. Like, there is a lot of people thinking, okay, how can I get faster and so on with my golf swing and so on? You're just too weak. That's it. You're just too weak. And for instance, I don't consider myself to be weak, generally speaking, compared to a lot of people. But I'm not even to the benchmark at the moment. And so when you realize that people are trying to work with overspeed training and so on, which those things are mainly about building more power, okay? If you don't know how to produce force in your golf swing, and if you are not strong enough, working on power, working on overspeed training is pretty much useless. Not completely useless, because with overspeed training, you may start understanding a little bit how to actually produce better force, better dynamic in your swing. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is getting stronger and learning how to produce more force into your golf swing. Then, once that is done, once you have mastered those, you can focus on generating more power. But honestly, I think for 99.9% of people, that's just about getting about what I've just explained. The idea of power is really something that only elite athlete need to worry about. And I really hope that I'm going to get there very soon. I'm 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 almost and actually I am, because my best squat is 150, so I've reached pretty much the goal on the squat. My best on the deadlift is 190, so I'm almost at 200. So that's pretty much I'm already on the benchmark. And same for the bench. My best is 110, so I'm already on the benchmark in terms of the low end. So here I'm going to probably start thinking a lot more, and that's I'm talking about that because I've been thinking a lot about what's coming next in my journey to get more power and so on. And I think I'm going to dive a little bit deeper, start researching a lot more how to develop power in the gym. Mainly, I think that's going to be with Olympic lift, power clean, jerk, and weighted jump squat as well. I think that's something like that. Anyway, that's going to be probably the next evolution of my training once I reach those benchmark in terms of strength. But I'm going to keep going with the strength part to reach what I've told you: 3 plates on the bench, 4 plates on the squat, and 5 plates on the deadlift. And I think honestly, as a golfer, once I reach that, I'm not going to really go beyond that, because the issue is to get even stronger beyond that, you need to build more muscle mass, and that's not what I want. I want to be as light as possible and as strong as possible, and build as much power as possible. So I think if I try to go beyond those benchmarks that I explained here, that I have in my mind, those targets that I have in my mind, I'm going to then have to build more muscle, which is not necessarily what I want. So anyway, let's get to the gym. Today, this is heavy bench, squat, and maybe we'll do a little bit of legs. Back to my usual spot, warming up very smoothly. Heavy bench shouldn't be that hard, even though this week my body is really feeling like shit, to be honest. But what's interesting is, despite that, I've been able to kind of do some very decent thing on terms of speed at the golf course. But generally speaking, this is what happened, because speed is very sensitive to fatigue. But when you're training strength and muscle growth and so on, you are going to induce a lot of fatigue. And so generally speaking, you are not necessarily the fastest when you are building strength and growing muscle. And then when you recover, that's why peaking and tapering is all about: reduce fatigue, systemic fatigue, and that allow you actually to get faster and more accurate and so on. That's why peaking and tapering is a very important process to master, to practice very regularly, because this is what is going to allow you to get to your peak level of performance, especially in a golf course, where you don't need a lot of strength. Because even though maybe your top strength or top power is going to be a little bit lower, you will have so much energy, mental focus, and so on, that you will be able to perform at your highest level. Anyway, so let's warm up and yeah, let's try to go. As I said, since this is still somewhat of a deload, 140 is actually very easy. Maybe we'll go like 150. We'll see. Just testing if the safety is also at the right spot, because kind of feel okay. We'll see. We'll see after this set, but I don't know why. Despite the fact that I went to bed like somewhat at, I believe, 3 a.m. Yeah, I went a little far yesterday. But I don't know. I kind of feel a little better. We'll see. 2 plates. Let's go. Of course, I'm going to ease myself into the 140, but yeah. Feel easy. Okay, 120. Didn't feel like I should get the hoodie off, so let's see. Let's see if that goes as well as planned. I guess next up is 140. Nothing like doing 130. I guess 140 is going to go very easy. I don't know, maybe not. We'll see. So that's a big jump. About 20 to 140, but I don't know. I feel good. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Let's go. I was starting with in mind that I'm going to do just one rep, but just feels so good that I said, you know what, let's just go for two. So here, it's become more difficult. Am I going for 150 or not? That's the question. Okay, I'm going to go for 150, but before, just another set at 140 just to keep warm because I feel I'm not really warm to the movement, and I don't know. I just want to be ready for it. I took the hoodie off as well. Let's get. Didn't feel. I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea if the 150 is going to pass. But I guess we'll see. I start shaking again. I guess I was kind of slightly recover. I had to get off. We'll see. I don't know. I have the safety on, so if that doesn't go as planned, we'll see. Whatever. Let's go. Let's see. Let's go. I was thinking about doing another set, but I need to remind myself that this is not about pushing strength at the moment. This is about recovery, and I had to kind of get a little bit after it to get that prep. So it's just going to induce more fatigue. And that's not the point. So good thing I passed 150. That's going to consolidate the fact that now I'm at four plate or above, and which is going to make it very easy for me to next cycle to go and actually try to reach the next stage of 160 and 180. So that's kind of the good thing here. So let's not say unrack everything. I mean, I'm going to have to unrack because we are doing squat just after, like exactly here, and same weight. The goal is to go to at least 140, and depending on how I feel, we might try 150. But as I said, I already start shaking here, so I believe I kind of wiped out all the recoveries that I had, so might not happen. Okay, so let's warm up a little bit, and we are going to do the same thing that we did with the elastic band, trying to focus on technique, trying to find a technique that allows me to still validate the squat, go as deep as possible, but somewhat is kind of, I need to get my upper body to fall less forward, kind of sinking a lot more. I don't know, just a few things I need to work on. I need to figure that out. So let's just try with a small weight first. Bien coaché, toujours motivé. Renseignez-vous à l'accueil de votre club. Wow. So the bit starts back. Once it's back, it's down. Okay. Before I was kind of going too much behind. So back, down. Back, down. Okay, go on to 100. Okay, let's go for 100. Same. Focus on good technique. And what I'm looking for is actually a technique that allows me to both sink in very low while staying very strong. I don't know. Maybe that's a fairy tale, but that's what I'm looking for. Yeah, remember, I don't have a good genetic for endurance in squat. 3 is more than enough. And so you may wonder, why am I trying to go as deep as possible with this? Where, in fact, I'm trying to get as strong as possible. The key here is that if I want to work on the whatever you don't work on, you lose. And also, it's going to limit you in your progress. So, for the up part of the squat, I'm using elastic band to make the lower part feel easy and to really work hard on the upper part. But here, without the elastic band, this is about getting stronger at the bottom because I already work the top. And actually, I'm going to work even more by doing partial and so on later on. So here, that's why I want to go deep. It's because I'm working on my strength at the bottom. Because this is the strength that is going to limit me with the elastic band. Because the elastic band helps you at the bottom, but at some point you're going to get so heavy, and actually your strength at the bottom is going to become the limiting factor for you to get stronger with the elastic band. So that's why by working with that here as low as I possibly can, I'm working on my strength at the bottom, which then is not going to be a limitation when I go with the elastic band. I'm going to be able to go even stronger for the upper part. Anyway, let's go 120 and try to sink in and see how I feel. Okay. I could have done 3 or 4, but I start feeling that after this rep, that's going to start becoming work, and I don't work before heavy set. Okay, 1 or 2 reps. Okay, moving on. Let's go. 140. We'll see how it goes. Maybe I won't go as deep as the other one, but I'll try my best. Well, I wasn't expecting to actually do 2 reps. So what I'm thinking, I'm going to try 150. Going somewhere the same and see how that goes. We'll see. But clearly that's just 1 set, 1 reps. I'm not going to go above that. There is another guy that is pretty strong, and so kind of have my ego here where I want to keep going, but he says that he's going to 180. I don't go to 180, so no need to be egocentric about it. Okay, time of truth. Is there a mistake? Or will I make it? I don't know. We'll see. I'm not sure it's validated, but anyway, I don't care. I went back up. We'll see. So I was kind of worried about the guys that he only tried the 4 plate on the squat, 180, and he wasn't sure about it, so kind of stick around just in case. But I guess he didn't need my help, but better be safe than sorry. Because it seems that he's pretty experimented, because there is a technique when you fail a squat and he didn't put safety on, so that was what I was very worried about. But if you're an experienced lifter, generally speaking, you can get out of the squat just by throwing it behind you and just throwing yourself forward. That's a good way to fail the squat, and this is exactly what he did, so I guess I was worried for nothing, but as I said, better be safe than sorry. So let's try to do a little bit of kind of hamstring and leg extension. As I said, this is the part where we are working the legs today. Maybe I should do abs as well, because I'd like on the 3rd day, so that's going to be Sunday, to do actually chest and shoulder again, since that's mainly the ones that I want to work the most. It's much better. hamstring is kind of a weak spot for me. So I kind of, especially the right one. So yeah, one leg is kind of out of the question. And that's more than just the hypertrophy side. This is also about the neural connection with my muscle. And so doing a lot of reps help, on top of actually helping with the hypertrophy side. But I think that's still a little too light. So that was really 40. Now we are going for 50. I'm done. Leg on this right. Yeah, that's too heavy. I don't know. I don't have a weak point here. I don't feel great with my hamstring. Because this machine I don't like. But anyway, let's try like a down set. Yeah, much better, but kind of. I need to strengthen. What's weird is both easy and painful. It's like, that's maybe because the muscle is okay, it's just the tendon. I don't know, there is something weird. Anyway, let's move on to leg extension. That's so funny. It seems I don't know, maybe that's my glute, because when I go on the leg press, it's like I can be very, very, very strong. Here I kind of feel very weak. So it seems that the muscle around my leg is not very strong. My quads, my hamstring. Maybe that's my glutes. I don't know. It's just maybe the sensation here is not very. I don't know. Yeah, I don't fucking know. I fucking know because I don't know how much I should be able to do here. And actually, I don't know how much I'm able to do so. Okay. You know what? Let's try to go for one rep max. Okay, 40, done. 50. Okay. 60. Okay, so much that's not lockout, but that's okay. Okay. It goes until 75, full stack. So, looking for 70 and see if I can even lift it. Just 5 kg below the full stack. Okay, I can move it. So I can pretty much, I think, I can move the full stack. Just that I can't lock it out. Okay, let's try the full stack. Just for fun. I can move it, but that's it. I think that's it for that. I mean, another set of hamstring, and I'm done. We are going to go back home. As I said, there's very something weird with my genetic. It's like, as long as I don't get heavy enough, a lot of my muscle fibers just don't even activate, because I have kind of a lot of type 2 and very little type 1. And so on the light exercise, it's like my type 2 just no, just too easy for us. You know, call us when things actually get hard. And so that's why you feel, even though the weight is light, you really hard. And then as I'm going up in weight, then my type 2 are activating. Oh, you know what? Maybe we are going to participate to the party a little. Anyway. I don't know, that's my body being lazy or something. I don't know what the thing is, but that's definitively a thing. And so I guess for me it's very important to regularly activate those big muscle fibers that are actually lazy, because if I don't work them, then they are just going to shut down, and I just go to sleep. And then when I come back to easy exercise, I feel like shit. Anyway, one more set and we're done. Already start feeling the hamstring. That's it. So really unexpected session, to be honest. But I feel like crap again. So that's just, honestly, that's a lot of positive, because it just means that I'm progressively recovering from that long-term fatigue that I've accumulated from the two first cycle. So that's great. And despite even being on a kind of a deload and so on, that's why you see mounts that are months-long deload, which are more or less peaking and tapering, you still go through training and a little bit of overloading and so on, but you keep it very, very light, in order to not accumulate more fatigue. And so that's what I'm doing. And so far, it actually worked, because I slowly start alleviating fatigue while consolidating, because this is the most important. I made some good gains during the life cycle, and if you just keep pushing, you will hit a plateau, and sometimes you may never get out of it. Where if you progress, then you make a conscious decision of consolidating your gain before actually going on to a new cycle of pushing, then you're willingly making those plateaus for yourself, because you know they are going to help you actually progress even faster later on. So you're taking control over your situation rather than actually reacting to it. That's pretty much it. But yeah, very, very good. Anyway, so we've still managed to hit PR. I don't know, to be honest, if the squat actually did validate or not. The reason being is I didn't want to go too hard. I thought I could have a shot to actually do it, so I tried. But then when I went down, I felt that if I went too low, I was going to have to really fight more for my life, so somewhere like this, to be able to get back up. And so since the goal is actually to alleviate fatigue, I rather, okay, I'm going a little less deep, but at least I tried it. I got back up, and I got back up without causing myself excessive amount of fatigue. So just all win across the board. Anyway, as Timothy spotted out in the comment, because I just saw it, yesterday's session on the girlfriend was very interesting. I unlocked some very interesting stuff, and I have at the end, as I told you, I was kind of eating quite a lot of ball after it with my friend, and I kind of unlocked a few understanding. And I think I'm on the right track. There is just a few details. For instance, the fact that my backswing starting to get a little long and still across the line is because I wasn't engaging my hips forward as I was doing the transition. So I pretty much need to keep everything the same, but trying to slightly engage the hips. As I explained to you in the past, you try to rotate the hips forward during the transition, but you do it while internally rotate your left leg and externally rotate your right leg to avoid actually activating the upper body to avoid engaging too much the hips. That's kind of finding a balance. Because what I found is engaging the hips is actually what allows you to get the club on plane, to start getting it to flat out a little, which is kind of the issue I had with all my clubs, pretty much. So that's it. And also, So I was distracted. I don't remember what I was talking about. Yeah, got an understanding on the way down as well. Where so kind of what I was doing, which is going to build lag and kind of create quite a lot of power. I realized that this lag position is just a transition toward a rotation where I need to kind of then, I don't know how to explain it. Every time I was kind of building that lag, I was kind of getting in a really weird position at impact while being able to produce some decent power. So I think if what I understand is kind of really rotating through and kind of what Rory does actually, and that might be the key missing that I have. And rotating through like that, and and I start slowly feeling the fact that all of those motions could work together very well in a highly dynamic, highly athletic motion. So at the moment, I'm not doing it very athletically because I'm not comfortable with the motion, but I believe that over the long run, it's going to start putting everything together to really create an athletic motion that can deliver stupid amount of power. And so that's why I think I'm on the right track. And so tomorrow we are going to work on that impact position, and yeah. So, but we are really on the verge of really something very interesting, and I truly believe that yeah, we are more than ever on track for the 130 by the end of the year, for sure. I mean, I know I've put the goal, and I truly believe in myself that I can reach it eventually, but having some clear insight of okay, actually I could actually make it happen this year. I mean, I'm so thrilled. So let's get to it.